Hello and welcome, my freedom-loving and free-thinking friends. Welcome to Decrypting Crypto and Breakout Solutions Livestream. My name is Wasim, and I'm an investor, a mentor, and a seeker of truth. Over the past 20 years, I've helped many people escape the debt-driven financial matrix by creating income outside the system in a way that is decentralized. Now, I haven't been here for a couple of weeks because I've been away and I came back, and we've got now Stefan doing some of these. So moving forward, it's going to be mainly me. It's going to be me on a Friday, and Stefan will do the other one on Tuesday. Now, let's get straight into it. There is a lot of news happening right now, especially with the CBDCs and other things happening with inflation. So let's get straight into it today and see what we've got going on. All right, first of all, we've got Mastercard announced a successful wrapped CBDC trial in partnership with Reserve Bank of Australia. So Mastercard has announced a successful demonstration of an innovative solution that enables the wrapping of central bank digital currencies on various blockchain networks. The solution emerged with a collaboration between Mastercard, Cuscal, Mintable as part of a research project conducted with the Reserve Bank of Australia and Digital Finance Corporation Cooperative Research Centre. The primary objective of this initiative, according to Mastercard, is to explore potential applications of CBDCs in Australia. So this is coming in Australia, guys, and we're speaking about this. If you did attend our Future of Money event yesterday, we told you this is coming. This is more evidence. This literally came out today, or yesterday. So this came out yesterday, and you can see that they are working very, very hard to do this. The way that they're looking at doing this is to be able to use your MasterCard through a wrapped CBDCs, which is a CBDC representation on a different network like Ethereum and whatnot, and then being able to use that to buy things. Now, why is this important for them? Because they can now track when you buy any type of crypto. So we had some questions coming in yesterday. Well, what would happen when CBDCs come? This is the solution. This is how they're going to do it. You have to do your KYC, so know your customer, and any transaction that you want can be tracked and traced back to you. And this is how they will control crypto if you don't get in now. So if you haven't got in yet, I'm actually going to put the banner up here for the replay. Where is it? So if you just get on there, breakoutnow.co/FOMYT, that should get you to the replay page. Make sure you get on there and get a replay of it so that you know exactly what's happening and how you can protect yourself with the upcoming CBDCs. Another one on CBDCs is Japanese yen-backed digital currency, DCJPY, to go live in July 2024. So digital currency and electronic payment business, Decurrent Holding, intend to launch the coin in July 24. So this is on October 12th, digital currency and electronic payment firm Decurrent Holding published a white paper on its cryptocurrency project, DCJPY. The organization intends to launch the coin in July 2024. So in just less than a year from now, according to the white paper, the network will consist of financial zone and business zone. So with two different types of CBDCs. The former will include banks minting deposits as digital currency on the blockchain. So this is a central bank digital currency if banks can do it. The later will be reserved for transactions. The business zone will also provide space for issuing non-fungible security and governance tokens. So you're about to get NFTs and whatnot. So they'll have one for retail and one for business. The one for retail will be issued by the bank and therefore will be traced. The leading issuer of the DCJPY will be backed by deposits in Japanese yen. Will be the Ozora Bank, commercial entity with 19 domestic branches in Japan. In 2021, the current reported about a consortium of 70 Japanese companies that would participate in the DCJPY network. While the white paper doesn't mention any specific names of the network participants, Decurrent itself is backed by 35 shareholding companies with Japan Post Bank, Mitsubishi, Dentsu Group among them. So they're working on bringing another CBDCs. This one is in Japan. So in May 2023, the Bank of Japan released the results of the second phase of its central bank digital currency experiment. It will make final decision on issuing digital yuan by 2026. So as you guys see, they are working very hard to bring the CBDCs to us, and these are going to be tools for total financial control. ARK's amended spot Bitcoin ETF filing is a good sign of future approval. So ARK Invest and 21 Shares amended their spot Bitcoin ETF filing, seemingly addresses earlier concerns highlighted by the SEC, which is a good sign of progress according to Bloomberg ETF analysis. A recent amendment of ARK Invest and 21 Shares joint spot Bitcoin ETF exchange traded fund application could be seen as a good sign of progress and impending approvals. As amended, an amended October 11th, that's a couple of days ago, filing the United States Security and Exchange Commission for approval as additional information about the proposed spot Bitcoin ETF, including practices and how the fund will custody and determine asset values. So that means that they will now have their funds separate than the company funds, which mean that the fund will be secure and will not be commingled. It means that I got the SEC's comments and has dealt with them and now put the ball back in the SEC's court. In my opinion, good sign, solid progress from Eric Balconos. Balconos said the changes are sprinkled throughout, making the new filing 5 pages longer, adding a separate post that none of the comments were that new or insurmountable. The new filing also clarifies the ETF asset held by Coinbase are segregated accounts and therefore not commingled with the corporate or customer assets. So let's look at now the market update and see what's happening in the crypto bubbles. We can see another sea of red right now. We are still in the bear market. We've only had this one token that has done 62.5%. The rest of them, all the ones that have moved, will be about 3% or 5%. But everything else is actually had a retraction again. And Bitcoin price is still at 26,797. Hasn't moved much since the last time I was here. Ethereum is about $1,500 and BNB is around $204. The fear and greed index was still in the fear zone, meaning that people are still quite worried about what's happening, especially with everything that's happening around the world. A lot of people are worried about a market crash and the effects of inflation on the economy. Moving over to Twitter highlights, we have Peter Schiff today is 0.4 rise in September, including 0.3 rise in core. Further confirms that the Fed is nowhere near achieving its 2% annualized inflation target. Year-on-year headline CPI is 3.7 and year-on-year core is 4.1. When will investors finally figure out that the inflation war has been lost? And when the inflation war gets lost, guys, people are going to move to what? They're going to move to Bitcoin. So, as bad as this is, it's good news for Bitcoin. This guy, Thomas from Hey Apollo, he said US debt has been climbing by $100 billion per week for months now. That's $125 per day for every working American. Now, media and politicians bragging the drums of war on multiple fronts. How do you think this ends? I think it ends with Bitcoin as the global reserve currency. The more that they go into debt, the harder they're going to fall. They can't continuously keep going into debt without there being a repercussion. Last but not least, in the Twitter highlights, we have here the digital currency allows instant payments at the Asia game. With China's strong focus on electronic payment systems, many might wonder how foreign investors can participate in the cashless trend during the Asia games. During the Asia Games, China's central bank supported digital currency, the yuan, conveniently allows seamless transactions for international visitors. So basically, if you watch the video, they talk about if you just put your cash into a machine, get a SIM card, and that will be the way that you pay your using the central bank digital currencies. Now, I would assume you'd have to put in all your details and everything else so they know exactly who you're spending it. Last but not least today, we have got the adoption highlights, and we've got here that Bitcoin Lightning Network growth jumps 1,200% in 2 years. So people used to say the Bitcoin, the Lightning Network is dead, no one's using it. We've had 1,200% increase in usage over the past 2 years during the bear market, which suggests that is nowhere near dead. As Sam Walton says, nobody's using Lightning should be a dead meme. Launching a new Bitcoin report from River, how the Lightning Network grew by 1,112% in 2 years. It's time to pay attention to the incredible work of many people in this space. So this is showing you the increase between August 2021 and August 2023, where we had 503,115 transactions to 6,599,553 transactions on the Lightning Network. Now, if you don't know what the Lightning Network is, it is a network. It's like a layer 2 on Bitcoin, which makes a lot more, transacting a lot more faster. It can take a much bigger volume of transactions. JPMorgan is launching their own tokenized collateral network facilitated by Blackrock. So this is, again, another way that the banks are using blockchains to be able to tokenize collateral, tokenize assets and be able to transact. This is just another form of CBDCs. Tokenized collateral network is an application enabling investors to utilize assets as collateral, transfer collateral ownership without moving assets in underlying ledgers while remaining investors, starting with money market funds. So institutions on the network can use a wider scope of the assets to meet any collateral requirements to have on the back of the trading. The tokenization of money market funds shares a collateral in clearing and margining transactions would dramatically reduce the operations friction in meeting margin calls when segments of the market face acute margin pressures. Last but not least, we've got Uniswap has now launched its own new Android wallet. So it's obviously been available on the web through a web app, and it's also been available through an iOS app. But now they're about to launch a new mobile app using on Android, which doesn't need for people to have to change networks. It can detect the network and change it for you. It can stop flash loan attacks and other attacks. It will work on Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and BNB chain currently, with more coming later. People do need to sign up with their email, so that's something I would do. But you do need to sign up with your email to be able to get access to the beta program. That is it for me today, guys. Thank you very much. It's been a nice, quick, short one. Looking forward to seeing you guys next Friday. Until then, have a great weekend. And remember, stay crypto.